What is good, boys? It's your boy Caden RC coming back at you with another week. We got Week 10 NFL reactions. Let's get it going. First of all, Thursday Night Football. What a stink fest. I thought this was just going to be a blowout. I thought Broncos were going to come in. Raiders haven't looked good at all. And I thought they were just going to... I thought Bo Nix was going to run all over that defense. And, I mean, Bo Nix couldn't do anything. I don't understand. I don't know if it's Sean Payton or it's Bo Nix, either one of them. I have Cortland Sutton on my fantasy team. Why does he not have a designed play at all? We're forcing throws to receivers who are not catching the ball. I mean, Troy Franklin had good catches in that game, but he also had horrible, horrendous, bad. He had a deflection, and he had just a bad. He just was missing. It was either Bo Nix was missing him, or he was just couldn't catch the ball, and it was just horrendous. Geno Smith was playing while injured. That man looked hurt. Denver's defense, they're the only thing giving me hope coming into this Sunday against the Chiefs. I really want them to beat the Chiefs this week, but I guess we'll see. I guess this will be a good litmus test to see if they're, capable of facing a team, on the same caliber as the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs are 5-4, and I think they're dog shit this year. That's my personal opinion. But, the media likes to construe that, Chiefs are just making the playoffs. It's not guaranteed. And especially anything this season, as we've seen, nothing is guaranteed. And next up, we had the Colts versus the Falcons in Germany. I mean, JT just ran all over the Falcons. It was JT versus the Falcons. That's all it was. I mean, the rest of the Colts, they did their thing, but the JT ran for 244 yards and had 3 touchdowns. He was the reason that they won this game. Honestly, it was scary. In the fourth quarter, I thought the Falcons were gonna beat the Colts. I was like, okay, hold on, because this is what the Falcons do. They lose games that they should win, and they win games that they should lose. It doesn't make sense, but it's how they literally operated all season. So I thought maybe they could do it. JT had other plans. He said, "Nah, watch this." Literally carried the fucking team on his back, did everything for the Colts. And the fact that he is not going to win MVP, kind of tragic. He'll definitely win Offensive Player of the Year, but he should win, MVP. I don't. Matthew Stafford has a case, yes. Right now, what JT is doing, it's crazy. I mean, bro is just the odds for him to run 2 to 3 touchdowns a game are insane. I mean, he's just every game, it feels like this season, he's just like, yeah, I'll run for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just light work, like it's nothing. Just they definitely have great play calling and have a great offensive run scheme. But Colts come out on top 35-21. Next up we had Browns versus Jets. And I called this game. I said, this is such Browns fashion to lose this game. And what do? They go ahead and lose this game. And I was watching. And it is tough to see that Dylan Gabriel is out there. And they're not even, Kevin Stefanski literally said, nah, we're not even going to give Shedeur they're just like, no, we're going to stick with Dylan Gabriel. We're not going to give Shedeur a shot, see what he's got. I mean, we're just going to let the media portray that, he's just all for... See what the man's got. I mean, why not? Dylan Gabriel's overthrowing passes and just not looking great at all. So, I mean, he is a rookie, but still he hasn't looked great. But, Jets just, even after getting rid of Quinnen Williams and Sauce, just were like, yeah, it's the Browns. So, at this point, it comes to a point where, I think Browns were trying to just sell this game so they can get the number 1 overall pick. I think that's just what they're hoping for. I think that they want that number 1 overall. But Jets come out on top 27-20. Panthers versus Saints. I had Panthers to win this game. I didn't watch this game fully. I was watching other games. But man, did this suck. I was like, yo, the Saints are hot garbage. But you know what? They figured out a way, and the way to stop the Panthers is stop Rico Dowdle. If Rico Dowdle doesn't run for 300 or 200 yards and, 2 TDs, the Panthers just are not going to win. Like, that's just their entire offense. And, like, it's just insane to me how I think I know something about a team, and they go ahead and prove me wrong. They're like, nah, watch this. But it ended 17-7. I didn't really catch much of the game, but it was a game, I guess. It was a game, I guess. Next up, we did have the Patriots versus the Bucks. This was a great game. I feel bad for the Bucks. Literally, they're just so injured that is causing. I mean, the fact that they've done what they've done with their injuries, being out Mike Evans, being out Chris Godwin, being out Bucky Irving. I mean, it's just great to see that Baker Mayfield is still able to just carry that team even with a bad O-line. I mean, like, it is what it is. And I mean, Baker was dealing with injuries for a couple weeks, so it was good to see them out there and be competitive against, obviously, I mean, the Patriots are legit. Drake May is legit. I mean, that dude is playing out of his mind. Patriots also just, they actually got a good run game going in this game. And it was good to see that they got Henderson, he was moving. But, Bucks there ain't enough in the tank. But, I think once they get healthier, they do have a rough stretch coming up these next couple of games. But, if they can survive, their next couple of games, at least, come out, maybe win one, lose one, whatever. I think that they still have hope for playoffs. And, maybe they get a push, maybe they make a run for it. But, Patriots come out 28-23, and the Patriots are legit. Next game, we got Ravens versus 9 and the Vikings. Bro, when you decide that you are going to come out into the National Football League and say that you have an alter ego like Russell Wilson and then not play great, you're gonna get flamed. It's just how it's gonna... rookie mistake, I guess. I mean, you just can't do that. And, I didn't think that the Vikings were going to win this. I knew Ravens were going to win. Lamar's back. He's looked incredible. And he hasn't looked as mobile, but, he still is just being accurate when he needs to. And, Derrick Henry just doing Derrick Henry things. Ravens come out 27-19. That's all I got to say for that game. Next up, we have Bills versus Dolphins. Yo, Bills, what were you trying to do in this game? I'm curious, because you didn't look like you... This was not the Bills' defense that we have seen for the last couple of weeks. I mean, genuinely, this was just a complete and different team. I don't know what happened to the Bills' defense against the Chiefs. They were like, we beat the Chiefs. Guess what? We're going to lose to Miami Dolphins. And the Dolphins dropped 30 on them. I was like... They didn't even try and make it competitive. It was like, okay, James Cook had the ball punched out on him, trying to get it. He got the first down and then tried to extend the play a little more. Ball punched out. Same thing happened to Josh Allen. Josh Allen running for a first down. Ball came out. 2 fumbles, and Josh, I think, threw an interception. Just wasn't a great game for the Bills. And, Dolphins, your season's over, but you beat the Bills, so I guess that you can take that as a win, I guess. Bears versus Giants. This is I think I predicted actually this exact score for this game. Bears moved to 6-3. They're number 2 in the NFC North. I do need them to lose a couple games, so my Lions can just hold that number 1 spot, because we are the Kings of the North, you know what I'm saying? We run in that division finally where we belong, bro. We've been number 2 because the fucking Packers tied with the Cowboys in the percentage. They were just above us, but then they had that game on Monday night, which I will get to. That was another stinker. But Caleb Williams, he's just doing what he needs to. And I was glad to see that Rome Odunze actually was getting the ball this week. Because last week, my friend has him in fantasy, and he did not get any. I think he got one target, but he did not catch the ball. There was 0 points. He dropped a fat 0. But Bears come out on top, 24-20, and we're gonna see who really runs the NFC North in the next month or two. All of the teams have to play each other. I'm pretty sure within the next 3 weeks, like every NFC North team is just facing each other. So pretty much all of November and early into December, we're just gonna see NFC North teams facing off. Next up, we have Texans versus Jags. Texans have a great defense, and this is just a game where their offense decided to step it up. And I mean, good on Texans. I mean, Mills did his thing, did what he needed to. I mean, Nico Collins was cooking that Jags defense, and I just heard earlier that Travis Hunter underwent season-ending surgery, so that's tough for Jags. But I don't know why every season it's like, Jags can make it. Jags are not a good team. They're not good. They're not good. I don't get it. It doesn't. I can't in my brain register that the Jags are a playoff team. I can't. And everyone's like, nah, but Trevor Lawrence did it once. Boo-hoo. So did Joe Flacco with the Browns 2 years ago. Like. And now the Browns are fighting for last place. So, I mean, I don't understand that logic at all. I do not think highly of the Jags at all. I just don't think they're a good football team, and I think they're posers. They remind me a lot of the Steelers. Are better at it, but just they'll give you this false hope, and then they just shit the bed. That's what they do. They just suck. They lose games, and they're losing like they're winning either really close games or they're like losing close games. Like all their games are close, but they're just not. I don't think they're a good football team. Next up we had Cardinals versus Seahawks. The 4 o'clock games, the afternoon games, all of them were blowouts. All 3 of them were blowouts. It was crazy. 2 of them ended in the same score. Lions versus Commanders and Cardinals versus Seahawks. That Seahawks defense did everything that they needed to. I mean, genuinely, 2 forced fumbles for return. Scored 14 points. It was 14-0. I looked up. I was like, hold on now. This game is over. Because Sam Darnold didn't even have to do anything this game. He didn't throw. They were like, defense did everything in the first quarter, and then they were just like, all right, let's coast. Like, the Seahawks are so great in the first half that they don't have to do anything in the second half. Like, I'm pretty sure Sam Darnold could throw 4 picks, fumble the ball 4 times, and throw for 40 yards, and guess what? They would still win just because that team is so good in the first half. Like, they're just elite in the first half. And week in and week out, they're just blowing teams out. It wasn't close, and Cardinals did what they needed to. I did hear that Marvin Harrison will be out, so that's tough for Cardinals fans, but it is what it is, I guess. Next up, we had Lions versus Commanders. Go Lions. I'm a Lions fan, had to support the team. Came out here, bro, and they were cooking. This is what we needed. This was a get-back game. We had Dan Campbell looking like Clark Kent out there, looking like OG Superman, had the bifocals on. He was reading them plays. He was out there like, bro was cooking. He did what he needed to. If that's how we're going to play with Dan Campbell calling, Dan Campbell, never give up play calling. Just don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand because this was a get back game. 1, for losing last week. 2, because the Washington Commanders knocked us out of the playoffs last year. And I was so happy watching Jahmyr Gibbs come back, have 3 touchdowns. I mean, he just was cooking. He did what he needed to. JMO got a touchdown as well. I mean, Lions just did what they needed to. And defensively, every week, I just get more and more happy with how well we look defensively. Like that was our number one scare going into the year. Can we stay healthy defensively? And I mean, we're not that healthy, but we're still playing great. Like we're still out there performing. Having Aiden Hutchinson and Jack Campbell are just both of them in the backfield every fucking 5 seconds. I mean, they like literally every play. I mean, you don't have time to throw. The pass rush is just really great, and I love to see both of them balling out here. You know, another 44-22 win. Lions, top of the NFC North. You know, NFC North champs. Let's keep cooking. Let's keep that ball rolling. Next up we had Rams versus Niners. Rams. Matthew Stafford did what he wanted. This was a remember that time when we went to overtime and it was 26-23? Yeah, we are going to blow the doors off of y'all. And they did. And I mean, it's surprising how well the Niners have played this season with how injured they are. I've been surprised because it's been just Christian McCaffrey all fucking season. And then George Kittle just came back. But, you know, there's too many injuries, and eventually when you're facing a great team like the Rams are defensively, they're playing incredibly. And Matthew Stafford, even with a bad back, when coming into the season, I was like, that back injury, that might be risk. Bro said, now hold my beer. Now I'm pretty sure he's number one in MVP voting, or he has the number one odds to win MVP this year. I mean, he's been playing great week in and week out. There's not much else to say. I mean, they have a great run game. Williams is doing his thing. Puka, Devontae Adams, I think, is questionable to play. But on Sunday, but I guess we'll see. We'll see for sure. And then the Sunday night game, we had Steelers versus Chargers. This is the Steelers team that we see every year. I mean, what's different? Genuinely, what is different? This is the Steelers system. We have a very defensive coach, right? Let's spend a bag on our fucking defense. They ball out on their defense. Guess what? We're gonna get a old quarterback, throw him in. Aaron Rodgers has played great this season, but this is Steelers fashion. I mean, what else do you expect? This is just Steelers lose games like this. They just do every year. I mean, they go 9-8 or 10-9 or 11-7 every, or 11-6 every year. I mean, who is surprised by this? Genuinely, the second half of the season, they just can't do it. They either make the wild card and lose, or they're not a good team every year. And I think genuinely, I said this at the beginning of the year, if Steelers don't make it to the wild, or excuse me, to the championship, I think they move on from Mike Tomlin. I mean, he's a great coach, but you can't keep doing the same thing. I also think there needs to be a regime change at GM, because you can't not be drafting quarterback. The last quarterback they drafted was Kenny Pickett. I mean, what did he do? I think they were I still think Justin Fields, I mean, he hasn't looked great on the Jets at all. I mean, that dude has looked awful. But I think he had potential when he was on the Steelers, and I think they were just too quick to move on. I think the Bears did the same thing. I think they were just too quick to move on from him. But, you know, Steelers, you just need to have a quarterback. Since Big Ben, you guys have not had a good quarterback. Like, Rodgers is doing his thing, but he's throwing to Metcalf and 5 tight ends. And one of the tight ends is 7 foot fucking tall, 400 pounds, and is a goddamn beast. I mean, like, they don't have receivers. You just don't. I mean, if DK is double teamed or he is bagged by a corner, I mean, you just don't have a deep threat at all. But Chargers come out 25-10. This is what we like to see. Just anything to keep the Chargers and Broncos ahead of Patrick Mahomes. I'm happy with it, bro. I'm not gonna complain. You will not see me complaining because I do not want to see that man in the playoffs. I would love to see just a random teams in the playoff picture this year. And that's the way it's shaping up to be. And I would love for it to continue that way. We got to keep that man out the playoffs. Because once they get to the playoffs, they're making it to the bowl. It's just, I mean, it gets to a point where they're just making it to the bowl. But as of right now, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not gonna say anything about them. Besides, I hope they lose. That's all I'm gonna say. And then we have Monday night. Again, ESPN. What are we doing? Can we figure out this deal with YouTube TV? I would love to catch a game. I had work. I work second shift, so I was at work. Usually I watch the games at work, and I could not because, they decided that, fuck the customers, the consumers. That's just how it is, I guess. And, this was another, just like Thursday night, 10-7. I love to see this. Packers fans. I think we got three things. I got three things I'm going to say about the Packers, and then I'm going to move on. Ha, ha, ha. Next thing. No, actually, seriously, though. You don't have a dominant wide receiver one, and it's apparent. The Tucker Kraft loss, that's number one. The Tucker Kraft loss is incredibly apparent. I mean, he was so good for that offense. And without him, that's just a huge weapon lost. And the backup, Luke Musgrave, he was doing his thing, but I mean, just Eagles defense just did what they wanted, and Packers defense, they were also cooking. I mean, it was literally 0-0 at halftime, and I wasn't even watching the game, and I was like, I might turn it off. I was literally just listening to someone just commentate about the game. And I was like, I might turn this off. Because why is it 0-0 at halftime? What are we doing? And Devontae Smith, who's on my fantasy team, glad he got that touchdown. That was a W for me. But, I'm just happy to see that the Packers moved down to number 3 in the NFC North. And, let's just keep it that way. Lions up top. We'll keep the Bears. Bears could be just a wild card team. That'd be fun to see. Honestly, I hope that all four, actually not four, I hope 3 of the NFC North teams make it. I don't think Vikings are, they're not going to make it. With 9 as their quarterback, yeah, you can, if they make it to the playoffs, I'll eat my own fucking words, but I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs. But that's all the games that we had for week 10, Some of them were good, some of them were bad. Some of them were super bad, and some of them were just blowouts. But, it is what it is. It was another week. Lions got a W. That's all that matters. Kings of the NFC North. That's what I like to see. But, I'm going to come at you with another video later. At some point later this week. I don't know when. We'll see. I gotta get this video edited, and then I'll try to put it out before Thursday night's game. Hopefully you guys see this before Thursday night's game. But hopefully it's not like last Thursday night's game. And that's just gonna be it for me, boys. Make sure you like, subscribe, do everything, share. Go check out my other socials. Check out my Instagram. Check out my TikTok. Check me out on other platforms. Make sure y'all follow those as well. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And I'll catch you in another video. Peace.